How about you, Kyle Larson? Oh, this is going to be a good one already. Kyle Larson, Boy and the boys up in the booth here at Kansas Speedway. Boy, the Heartland Park, it's been good to you this week. We started it. I feel like I'm going to start over. We're live on television. Lakeside down the way. High limits race, sprint car race for you. You stole the pole right there at the end of qualifying. Poor Busher, you've been hard on this kid at this racetrack. Can you make it 2 in a row for the spring race here at Kansas Speedway? I finally got it out.
Well, Jamie McMurray, yeah, I feel really good about our chances today. I love this track. Sun's out, shining. Surface should be slick. Hopefully we can do a good job keeping it up front all day and have a shot at the end.
All right, buddy. Good luck out there. That's what I get for interviewing friends on the air. Finding this clean air. You're going to see these cars pan out, spread out, and it's going to happen right here as we get off into turn 1. Here we go.
Well, the thing I noticed immediately right there as we went to those in cars is they sped the pace up. You could hear those cars starting to speed the pace up, but immediately we're 4 wide, Mike.
4 wide, middle of the field on back as everybody scrambles, and every restart today is going to look just like this.
Well, there you saw Dylan that stayed out, and he might make it on fuel, but it cost him. He's all the way back to 34th place, a lap down.
Yeah, and he's actually running 35-second laps, and the leaders are in the 33-second bracket, so it's been ugly.
So Kyle Larson does not force the issue against those 3 drivers who all happen to be in Chevrolets trying to stay on the tail end of the lead lap. And Larson gets his 7th stage win of the season. That's more than twice as many as any other driver.
The conditions are changing out here, Regan.
Christopher Bell in the 20 car started the race off a little on the tight side. They've actually transitioned to loose when the car is loaded up through the corners. And the 5 car, Kyle Larson, after the green flag stop, was too loose, but he liked that for traffic.
Big pushes out of the outside. Bell helping Elliott. Blaney on the bumper of the 5 car.
NASCAR says this restart is under review between Larson and Elliott.
That's the first time we've seen somebody get to the outside of Larson. His teammate Elliott. This would be a huge win.
Elliott leads that lap.
Ryan
Blaney to
Blaney
the outside.
Those cars get side by side, and Ryan Blaney had a huge run going into turn 1.
You see Larson's car bottom out, running up bottom.
Alex Bowman in the mix. We talked about his car.
And Christopher Bell.
And how good he is at this racetrack. Look how that momentum slowed down Blaney, and here comes Bell to the outside, Bowman on the inside.
Larson leads this lap. And the restart is good, says NASCAR.
Chase is doing a good job staying on his outside. Was oh so close to clearing him. Not so much. Who's Bell going to go with? Tried to go around them both, didn't he?
Yeah, Larson put a little block on right there to close that middle lane up, and that really hurt the momentum of that 9 car going into turn 3. And now Christopher Bell up on the outside. Blaney,
I think he tapped it.
Good feedback and very detailed feedback, whether it's yellow flag or green flag pit stops as to what the car is doing. The biggest thing he said this last run was, I struggled a little bit more when I got to traffic than I wanted to. Josh?
Well, for Joey Logano, it's been a bit of a struggle today. That car is just too tight.
The car just ahead of the race leader is Chastain. And Larson drops to the bottom. Elliott's coming. So is Gregson rim riding around the outside. Chastain's going to stay on the lead lap. And Larson's going to hold off Elliott to win stage 2, but it was close.
Well, there's a chink in the armor right there, and we talked about that right rear tire with Kyle Larson, and you could definitely, we heard Cliff talk about it, and we saw that car dancing around right there, so definitely something to be concerned with.
Josh Berry having a great day. Just letting him know where he is, letting him know that his pace isn't far off from Kyle Larson. Just keep digging. Air pressure adjustment for the 21, Regan.
Kyle Larson in the 5 car just out of the track in traffic a little bit too much that run. Thought maybe he beat the tires up, as we've said.
Did he get him? He did, guys. Chase Elliott to the point. There is definitely a weak link right there. I think his takeoff speed, you can run, but you might not be able to hide, and I think Chase Elliott exposed that. Here we go.
Elliott, control car on the restart.
Well, that's
choosing the inside.
Yeah, and that bottom lane didn't get formed up very good. Now you see Kyle Larson able to hold door to door there with Chase Elliott on the exit of the corner, actually creep ahead of him down the back straightaway.
All right, here's Kyle Larson's radio.
I know you're doing a good job saving fuel right now. Keep it up. We will be right at the lap of making it to the end of the race. So we'll just be aware of that. I'm still going to play for Selena, just in the way we've seen these races end out.
Who's Selena?
Wait. Salinas is a town in California. Isn't that like north of Monterey? Or
That's a code word is what that is. Let me tell you.
Okay. 0.1 second lead on Christopher Bell and a couple of lap cars.
He's got
Bell
trouble
clears
with
the
his
lap
right
cars.
front. He's way slow on the track. It's just like Hocevar. You see the rubber coming off that right front?
Here he comes off turn 4. He's going to make it to the line. And Kyle Larson beats Christopher Bell.
Great execution all day. Pit road, restarts, all that. Good job,
I don't
guys.
know if he was managing that or not, but when he came off of turn 2, there was a lot of rubber coming off the right front.
Three victories ties Jeff Gordon, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, and Joey Logano for second all-time at Kansas to Denny Hamlin, who has 4.
Well, he's got a lot of opportunities ahead of him to get some more. So these guys they've just done a great job. And when you look at Cliff Daniels, well, let's start at the top. When you look at Rick Hendrick and you look at everything that he's got structured between himself and Cliff Daniels,
Jeff Gordon,
they have a great leadership group that just puts these guys in a position to go out there and get all the details out of their car. You have a pairing with Cliff Daniels and Kyle Larson that is hard to beat in the way that they communicate and the things that they talk about, and Cliff's just a great leader.
well, when you put this car on the pole in the dominant fashion that we know and have seen out of this race car, as a competitor, you know you're in big trouble.
Is set to try to win them all. Let's take a look back at the final restart, because that's where this race was won.
Well, we saw Kyle Larson, and his strategy was to go late in the box. You see that gap between the 5 and the 48, and what he does is just kind of wait for the 48 to hit the bumper. You see him try to time it, but it shoots the 5 out, and he did that like the last 3 restarts, and it really broke everything up because the outside line would have to wait, and it would shoot him out to clear the outside car.
That's teamwork at its finest right there. Boom. Thank you very much.
Yes.
See ya.
There you see him coming to the line after, it sounds like hanging on for the last couple laps, just trying to make sure that the tires don't blow out.
Well, much like Bell, I saw the same thing. I saw him pull off the outside wall, and I was thinking, well, maybe he's just doing that to be safe. But then he went clear to the bottom and it's really slowed down. That got interesting.